Hello, Manmeet. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Caroline. Can you hear Manmeet?
Yes, you can.
Hi. Yes, I can hear.
Hi. We haven't met before. I am Kolkata campus, Devi Sri this side. We'll
Very
just
nice
start
to meet
in
you,
a while.
Devi Sri.
Very warm welcome. Very nice to meet you. I was not there in the last webinars, but I heard you speaking. It was awesome.
Thank you very
we'll
much.
have you again today.
Thank you.
Hello, Manmeet. So how are you doing, Manmeet?
Very well, just surviving with the COVID situation. The hotel has obviously now started operating. We have opened one restaurant, so just gearing up to open it again and go back with new norms. And that's what we're trying to reach up to.
Hello, Mr. Singh. It's a pleasure to welcome you here. And we're
Thank
all
you.
looking forward to hear you.
Absolutely.
We have a lot of people joining in. So we'll start in a while.
So, Caroline, how are you doing?
Ma'am, hi. How are you today? I'm
Good.
doing well. We're talking about a reopening date very soon, so I'm gonna have to get back to my feet very soon from now.
That's a good news.
Yeah. As soon as international travel will open, I think they might be calling us back, ma'am.
Right. The hotels have started opening here, and
Yeah.
as I said, in IndiSmart, we can see what the business is like.
Yeah.
We have already started getting the bookings, so it's good to see that we are getting some long-staying guests now.
Brilliant.
And, even the F&B is picking up. I'm getting some orders for lunch, dinner, and stuff like that. So slowly,
Okay.
I guess we are all coming back.
Yeah, we have to at some point. Yeah. Is Manmeet here? Just wanted to say a quick hi to Manmeet. Is he here?
Hi.
Hi,
I'm here.
Manmeet. Unfortunately I can't see you on my grid, but nice to virtually meet you at this point. I don't know if you can see me. Yeah.
Right, Colleen.
I can see you now.
So more people are joining in. I think we'll just wait for one more minute as people are still joining in. So good afternoon, everyone. All young future general managers, future chefs. I'm Devi Sri, and we are live from IM Career Studio. And today we are holding a webinar where we want to show our young and new aspirants who want to take up the hospitality as their career. It will be a very good learning experience for everyone. And I hope to see everyone. The beautiful Caroline Felicia, she's one of our IM alumni, and she has worked with various luxury hotel brands like the Park, the Taj, Mahal Palace, Mumbai, the Leela Palace. At present, she is working with the Raffles Maldives as Learning and Development Manager. Our second speaker is Mr. Manmeet Singh. He's a pass out from IHM Mumbai, and he has a vast 22 years of experience in brands like Holiday Inn Pune, Hyatt, Regency, Mumbai, Delhi, Westin, even the Park Kolkata in various positions. At present, he is the Director, Food and Beverage. So now I would request our Director, Ms. Moitri Chaudhary, to welcome our speakers so that they can share their journey in the hospitality industry with our audience. Thank you.
Mr. Singh, thank you so much for giving your time. I know it's a busy period now. Everybody all set to open, and the hospitality industry is just geared to, have a new explosion post-COVID. And we are all looking forward to it. And Caroline, for you, I don't have anything else to say.
Hello. Yes,
ma'am. Every time I see you, it's a real pleasure to have you back with us.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Singh, we are really looking forward to hearing from you. And we know that the hospitality industry is going through major changes for preparing the entire setup and redoing and rebooting ourselves for the post-COVID era for operations, keeping in mind the hygiene and the sanitation and the need for safety for the guests. And I'm sure all the guests are also now eager to step out of their home. We have had enough of lockdowns, and we would want to definitely come out of our homes and would want to come back to the restaurant. So we would love to hear you as what your journey has been so far and your impressions of the hospitality industry. Over to you.
Thank you,
Caroline, you are the moderator for today.
Some pressure.
No pressure.
So Manmeet, like ma'am had said, I don't think that I need to further give you any introduction since you're here with us directly. I think there are a lot of students, a lot of aspirants, a lot of people who are very probably confused about whether we are going to open, how the hospitality industry is going to take flight once we open post-COVID. And I think we are so happy and so privileged that you have made some time for the kind of experience that you have and the kind of designation that you hold in such an amazing hotel, to let us know directly from yourself how you've been associated with the industry, what you've learned, and maybe start from the beginning, Manmeet.
So basically, talking about myself, obviously, I joined IHM Mumbai thinking that I would become a chef. And at those time, I'm talking about 95, 96, chefs were back of the house, and I didn't want to stay in back of the house, so I chose F&B and I came in front. It has been a very different experience for me right from the start. But I think what helps in the industry is having a mentor who can guide you, who can take you places. And what you learn from in your initial stage stays with you till the end. Like my first boss told me when I was starting my career that, Manmeet, the day you stop learning is the day your career ends. You cannot stop learning. And learning is something that continues even till today. Because, like, for example, a COVID situation is something that everybody is learning. It's not something that something has faced. So learning can never stop. So very important that we continue learning this. As I moved to Hyatt, and obviously Hyatt is a strong F&B company chain, the foundation was very strong, and that is what is important for everyone, is that to keep their head and keep their foundation strong. What we learn in college, what we learn in the college is very important. It's very essential because the college puts the base foundation to us, and if we keep that strong, that takes you to the journey. Yeah, I remember 17 classical course menu that you learned from the college days is no longer valid in hotels, but at any given point of time when you're doing a menu for a guest or anything, these foundation that was laid comes into play. And Hyatt obviously is a strong brand, standards, their brand standards are very strong. So that journey was a different one. I grew up with them from an assistant manager to a director, to associate director of catering sales. I worked in two departments there, food and beverage and sales, and I was handling wedding there. So it was a very different experience. It was Bombay city. It's a very buzzing city, and obviously things are there. The moment I left Mumbai out, the world changed for me, and that's very important in our industry. Is that location plays an important role in which hotel and where you are. And normally people are scared that I should not work in a smaller hotel or a location which is far off. But I think the way the hotel industry is expanding, it is very crucial that we work in all varied areas and varied properties, including a resort, including a business hotel, including a big banqueting hotel. So that really helps us out. From there, I moved to Hyatt. I moved to a pre-opening property, which is Grand Hyatt Goa, one of the biggest, largest banqueting and hotel in Goa with 314 rooms, which was a very varied experience. And obviously, it was a resort property, so the way of functioning from a business hotel to a resort is very different. From there, I moved to Hyatt Regency Ludhiana, which was a three-tier city, and we were opening a Regency hotel there. That was a very different learning. The way we had to work, because the city is small, the population is small, the influx of tourism or tourists is very low. Then you have to work with a different mindset. So that was another learning experience. And from there, I came back to Pune to work with Western Pune, where I became a director of food and beverage, and I worked with Pune Property, which is also a large property in Pune with 275 rooms. They have 2 bars, 1 nightclub, and the restaurants. And from there, I moved to Park Kolkata, which is a complete different hotel, which is 51 years old, and the nightlife and the vibe in this hotel is completely different from any other hotel in the country. It's a very peppy hotel. You have DJs in the lobby, you have music, you have 4 nightclubs here which have been running for last 21, 22 years, and you have restaurants which have been there for 15 years. So a brand like this, which has established itself and is currently running, is a very different learning experience. Kali, you there?
Carolyn, you have to unmute yourself.
Sorry. Yeah, so I was saying that I agree with Manmeet because I actually also had a brief stint with Park Hotels for a couple of years in 2011 and 12. And that's when, I realized that food and beverage services was a department that really did very well and kind of like really rocked in the Park Hotel. So, you have, I don't know how about, like, I think more than 8 to 10 outlets, Manmeet?
11 outlets put together, all about
11 outlets. So,
banquets.
Yes, I totally back you up when you say that it's a very different, it's a very chic, a very nice representation of what hospitality is today. So, Manmeet, before we move on to a little bit more of your career and what you've done over the years, what prompted you to join hotel management per se? Immediately when you graduated your school and after you completed high school, what made you think that this is what I want? Why did you join hotel management?
Okay. My father always wanted me to become a doctor. And I was average in studies. Till 10th standard, I studied really hard. And it's only in the 11th and 12th, I got a little mischievous and I lost the count of studies.
Don't we all?
But hotel management came to me as a very surprise package because at the same time when I applied for hotel management, I used to study in a college called Khalsa College, which is in Matunga, which is very close to the Dadar Catering College. And whenever I used to pass through that college, I always used to look at the college, and there was a different vibe in this college, the students, the people that were there, and that attracted me, and that's where I prompted and took a prospectus of the college. At that point, when I took the prospectus, I only knew I was going to work as a chef in a hotel. And cooking was natural to me because being a Punjabi, the house is always cooking up dishes and things like that. And I always used to help mom. I was like a mama's boy, cooking at home, helping her out and things like that. So that, I think that part of her training in the early age set in, and I thought that I should take this career up. Though family was not happy about it because they wanted me to become doctor engineers, but taking a call at that time, dad supported, saying that if this is what you wish, then you should excel it in and make sure that you uh, give full commitment. So hotel management came to me as a surprise because I never thought I would join hotels, and it was not a career option that I ever thought about. But the idea of serving and the idea of hospitality was always inbuilt. And I think my dad and my mom, who are an excellent host, hosting families, friends, I think that played a part in me joining the hospitality industry.
Yeah, right. So Manmeet, you would be having a lot of, a lot of friends during that time who sort of ventured into not hospitality, but other, other realms, uh, other spheres of work. And if you make a comparison between yourself and them right now, although they would be doing really well in their own fields, what do you have to say to these young aspirants who are confused at this point? They're melting pot of so many options that are there. What can you say to them to sort of like make them understand that this may be even a calling for them, if at all?
Uh, Hospitality, compared to when I joined hospitality and when I joined the college, obviously the scenario of hotels in the country was very limited. There were 4 or 5 chains and things like that. Now this industry has completely boomed. The amount of hotels that are there in the country itself is a very one of the most prominent uh, option for a job and career. Uh, when you join hospitality, one thing has to be clear, that you have to be passionate about it, because passion is what takes you up ahead, right? Without passion, you will not be able to. In any field, I'm not saying just hospitality, but any field, you have to be passionate about it, and it's very important in our industry because it's about serving, and serving cannot happen unless you have passion for it. Whether you are a chef, whether you are a person handling the front desk, or whether you are a person doing sales and marketing, unless you have passion, you will not be able to take this forward. And the options that are there in today's time and era, with computers and with coding and the other opportunities in terms of sales and marketing, MBA, whatever option you choose. One thing I can tell you, and that was is very true till that this industry is always going to be there. This industry is one which will always survive, no matter what situation it is and what conditions we go through. This because people are going to travel, people are going to eat, and people love eating outside. So hospitality is a very sure kind of a business. One, second, it is a very glamorous business. In the front, if the kind of exposure you get to various events, various wedding ceremonies that you attend, or maybe if you're in a good hotel in a prominent city, you might get celebrities coming to your hotel. So it is glamorous. At the same time, it is a very hardworking industry. So when people are choosing this industry, uh, it is very clear that it's a very sure kind of an industry which is going to survive. If you join a startup or an app, it's not so confirmed that this business will grow or eventually reach the peak that it is there. But hospitality is always going to be there, and hotels are always going to be there. So that is one assurity. And young students like today should think about what their passion is, and if they have passions of helping people, serving others, then I think hospitality is the best option available.
Right. So, Amit, thanks for sharing all of that. I think that was very, enlightening, and it gives us a lot of, insight to why a person would really want to choose hospitality, because there are so many other options available out there. And at this junction of your life, you are always in a melting pot of confusion. You don't know whether you'll be doing better as a lawyer or as a doctor, and then you have pressure from the family and maybe a lot of influences who tell you that maybe I'll do better here or there. So I think this is almost like a foundational stage, almost like a stepping stone to how you are going to be in the future. So I think it's important that everybody is on the a very smooth track as to where they really want. But I like that you said that you cannot achieve this without passion, because if you don't have it inside, it's just going to phase out. And when it phases out, I think you're just going to give up. And then it's a waste of time. And then you have to go back to point zero and then start all over again. So that makes a lot of sense. Manmeet, I'm very curious with your career track. You said that you worked in, you wanted to be a chef when you started college. But in your little bit of a introduction that I saw you moved to catering sales, and maybe you did a little bit of sales and marketing. How did that happen? And what do you think about moving departments like the way you did?
So basically, as I said initially, when I joined the college and I was doing my hotel management, I had focused that I wanted to become a chef till I think second year, because that time we had 3 years college, and the second year is where you decide what you want to do, because that's when you do your college, you do your intern in a hotel, and you come back and you decide. Even after that, till starting of my third year, I was sure I wanted to become a chef. I was even included on the chef competition team that IHM normally holds, a chef competition, and there are 4 or 5 people chosen from the entire batch to represent college. I was part of that, but somehow I was not fulfilled. Because when I worked in the kitchen, I was always in the back area. At those times, there were no much live and show kitchens, which options are available right now. And I think probably if that was an option, I wouldn't have changed to F&B service. But at the same time, service, since I had passion for to be in the front of the house, to interact with people, to be part of the one thing that everybody gets attracted to is alcohol and cocktail making and all that. So I think that played a part. And obviously, my college food and beverage service professor was a mentor. So I think that got attracted more also. That helped me move to there. Initially, after when I started off my job, I wanted to be in service, and I grew up in that, starting as a waiter, and then I got enrolled into a corporate training program. And through the corporate training program, I went through the entire 1.5 year of training, which is in various departments. What happened was, when I was in banquets in Haifin's, there was an opportunity of moving to sales. And obviously, a banquet manager into sales is obviously a very difficult transaction, because one end you are the operation guys, and the other end you are a salesperson. So your role is very, it's like two sides of the coin, because one is selling and the other one is making sure that whatever is being sold is to committed to. So that transaction happened because obviously my keen was to grow as a whole F&B person, understand the other side of the coin, and that's where I decided to be part of the catering sales. I've also done room divisions and part of Hyatt, and Hyatt encourages cross-department training. So I've done rooms as well, and I think that makes you a complete hospitality person and gives you a complete view of the hotel, and doesn't just, you don't think from one department, but you think from the whole view of the hotel. Colleen, you there?
Mr. Singh, that was very interesting. What would you really ask the students of today to be prepared with before they join hospitality industry?
Ma'am, if this question was asked to me when I started my career, the answer would be very different. But today, in the current scenario and current situation, I'm not talking about just COVID, but I'm talking about hospitality industry as today. In our days, when we joined hotel industry, the working was immense pressure. There was 16-hour shift, 14-hour shift, because business was booming, hotels were coming up, and you used to do long hours, and it was very hard work. But in current scenario, every industry that you work in is same. You talk about banks, you talk about a doctor, you talk about a lawyer, or you talk about probably a software engineer or a graphic designer. his situation is same as ours. He would be working long hours. There are no time limit to what you work. What is important is getting the job done. And that's what I think the question that you asked was, for today's generation, it's very important, in my point of view, is to have the passion. One, which I'm stressing on it because this industry is very has a very different side in every corner that you go. Because when you are working, you work from a point of view of the owners, you work from the point of view of your boss, you work for an organization. At the same time, you're working for a guest. So you're kind of in the middleman kind of a role where you're pleasing your organization to ensure they reach the goal, and at the same time, you are working for a guest to make sure he's happy. So if you don't have that passion, you'll not be able to balance it. Secondly, they have to be prepared in terms of their personality. Today, when I talk about personality, it is not how you look or how well you are groomed, but it is also includes the attitude and the behavior that a person has. 90% of people I hire, I don't look at their skills. I don't look at whether they've done hotel management or whether they know how to lift a spoon or fork. But what is important is he willing to learn? Does he has the attitude to learn? And that, I think, is one of the key criteria that will, if your attitude is correct, you can go a long way. So I think for a person of a hospitality industry, apart from being well groomed, apart from being hardworking and dedication, attitude and passion is very important.
Thank you so much, Mr. Singh. And I think the message went out loud and clear. Whatever the state of the other industries are, hospitality is going to come back, and it's already making its presence felt already after the lockdown. And definitely the need for people to come out and eat would be there. So as far as the hospitality, the food and beverage industry is concerned, the opportunities would be immense. And if Caroline is there, Caroline, are you there here? I think she must have dropped out of the network. So the placement, the one thing which bothers students when they join a career is the placement. So you think that the placement opportunities when these students pass out after 3 years is going to be a good one, and they would have a lot of opportunities in this growing hospitality industry?
If a student who's passing out probably from 3 years from now, obviously, I think the industry would bounce back and there would be a new normal in the industry. So the processes system that the COVID has shaken up the entire hospitality industry, because it's one of the most severe hit industry, because people are not venturing out, people are not eating out, people are looking at safety and security. And hospitality is obviously the prime area where people interact with other people. So I think 3 years down the line, the industry would be back, and I think they will have a lot of opportunities in terms of coming back. But at the same time, if we're looking at the situation, people will have to stress more on hygiene. People will have to stress more on learning those aspects of hygiene. And I think in the colleges also, introduction of these subjects should be put part, which will help them to get better accustomed before they join the industry.
Absolutely. So, Mr. Singh, you'll be happy to know at IIM, we are already incorporating the SOPs with the industry is now working on for a post-COVID industry experience. And we intend that our students also go through that, so that when they join the industry, they would be all ready to, understand the processes and work through. Thank you so much. And Devishri, I think there's a video coming up.
Yes, absolutely. So we'll take a look at our own college, Institute of Advanced Management, Kolkata. So you have an audio visual. So just wait, please.
That was dynamic and vibrant, and then I chose hospital management and IIM.
I am going to be a chef. I have always been hooked to unique culinary very source. I joined IM, have many celebrities say, mentoring me to achieving my dreams. Know something? Meeting and interacting with new people is what I wanted to do. Regular 9 to 5? Nah. It's not for me. This is chicken kasia tor, which I'm making today. And it's been only 5 months back that I have joined IM. I was always interested in extracurricular activities and academics. Didn't wanted a career which was routine and monotonous. Hotel management has given me exactly which I was looking for. Thank you, hospitality and IM. Doesn't it look exciting? I will travel the world and see new places. Hotel management and IM will make it happen. It's the most happening place to be in. Want to join me?
I'm loving every moment of it. What are you waiting for?
IM rocks. IM rocks. You rock.
We have a lovely speech by the celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay. Let's see what he has to say to our young aspirants, our young chefs.
Yeah, my advice to young chefs from the age of 16 to sort of 29, 30 is 14 years of a sponge. You're absorbing knowledge. Don't take a job for the sake of money. Don't worry about earning £500 a month or a year more somewhere else. Go and get knowledge, because that becomes a bigger passport for everything. The money will come once you've mastered your craft and you become incredibly talented. Work for big chefs and find a different level of comfort. When things get too comfortable and you're still living with your parents and you've still got your first job and you don't want to move out because everything's too comfortable, get out. Put yourself in a strange situation in the middle of Barcelona. Put yourself in the middle of Paris. Put yourself in the middle of Belgium and see what's available. It's amazing how much confidence it gives you, and more importantly, it's great to sort of eat and travel at the same time. Fantastic.
We'll have a question answer session right now. So anyone having any questions, you can just shoot it out. We are here to answer your questions.
Now that Mr. Singh has spoken, and I'm sure these aspirants of hospitality professional are dying to ask some questions. Candidates, you're most welcome to ask questions to Mr. Singh, and we'll try to see these are answered and clear your doubts about this industry. Please ask your questions.
Anyone having any questions? कुछ पूछना है, कुछ भी पूछना है. In any language, local language, anything you want to ask.
Hello everyone. Ma'am, I would like to know the degree what you're offering and what is the charges for that. What is the course fee?
We offer a dual degree program at IIM, and it's a 3-year curriculum. The course fees is around 4 lakhs, and if you contact our admission department, they will guide you through the process.
All right, ma'am.
We'll also have a presentation after this where you can
Alright.
get a full detail of the course.
Sure, sure.
Okay. So apart from the course details and all, anything you want to ask about your placements, your campusing, the scope
As well
in
as the industry, if you have any
industry,
questions
yes,
regarding the
you can
industry.
please ask about it. Because Manmeet and Caroline and ma'am is there to answer your questions.
Students, this is the time. It's your career, it's your life. So please ask the questions and clear all your doubts.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Is it very important, very good in studies, pursue hotel management? Because I am really scared. I may not be very good at studies.
Mr. Singh, I'll leave that answer to you.
Okay. When you say studies is marks, or when you say studies is that you can't understand what you're learning? See, remember,
Somewhat a mix of both.
so I would say as long as your learning aptitude is there, and as I emphasize more on it, that learning is very important. As Chef Godfrey Ramsey also said, go to various places, learn. Initial part of your career is about learning. You will grow up to my position, or you might go beyond it. But what is important is how much have you learned? Because when you come into a situation where you have to handle things, unless you have laid your foundation strong, you'll not be able to resolve those kind of problems or crises. In any industry, whether it's hospitality or anywhere, what is important is the learning curve. And marks are numbers that you give, that how much have you remembered of what you've learned, right? So learning is important. And learning from any experience is very important. And marks or studies are a guideline that are put in colleges and students to mark you. How much have you learned and what is important? But as long as you have the aptitude, you have the learning curve in your, or curiosity in your mind, or the passion, I don't think so you'll have problem in hotel management if you have all these three.
Thank you, Mr. Singh. I would also like to add that if you love doing something, it stops being a task, you know. So if you join hospitality with the love and passion that Mr. Singh was talking about, it will stop to be something of a work or a task that you have to learn. It will become something enjoyable, and it's going to be something like fun. And hospitality is one of those careers where it is more activity centric. It is not just studying. Yes, studies is important. There is a base of theory and practical, but it is always an activity centric industry, because see, if it's food and beverage or front office, you're always in action. There's something happening. So when you are doing these events and activities, and IIM is one of those institutes which teaches through activities and events. So I don't think that you will feel that it's a study and the pressure of study is too much. You learn as you do. Have we answered your question, Anirban?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Any more questions? Come on, students. We are looking forward to answer your questions and clear your doubts.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening.
Ma'am, when our class will be started?
As of now, the government hasn't yet given a go-ahead for starting the classes. But what we see from the directives, so we are hoping that end of July, the colleges would be given a go-ahead to open. But we are all now incorporating all the SOPs and the standards of sanitation, so that the learning, when you come for contact classes, that becomes a very, very safe environment for you. But at IIM, and I'm sure at a lot of places, the online learning is still happening. We haven't lost any day of learning. we are continuing with the Zoom classes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Any
Anyone
further
else?
questions?
Any further questions? किसी को कुछ पूछना है तो पूछिए. So we'll take it forward. We'll go with a small presentation regarding the course details and all. After that, if we have any other questions, we can carry it forward with the question answer session. So this is our institute, as already spoken about by our director, ma'am. It's a 31-year-old institute. It was established in 1989 with a mission to provide world-class education and training in the hospitality profession. So this is our Kolkata campus, as you can see. This is our Guwahati campus. Now we'll come to the main question, as one of you were asking. You were curious to know about the qualifications or the degrees we are providing. This is a dual qualification, as already spoken about. Diploma in Hotel Management and Catering, which is recognized by Ministry of HRD, Human Resource Development. Along with it, we are giving you a degree in tourism from IGNOU, which has a duration of 3 years. So both the degree and diploma, the dual qualification, will run simultaneously. Next, we have a degree in hospitality, bachelor's in hospitality administration. This is your international exposure. This is your international degree from University of West London, which is a topmost university in UK. As you can see, this is the University UWL website, and where you can see that the Institute of Advanced Management is already written here. So we are tied up with this particular university. So what is the advantage of this certain degree? As you can see the ranking, this is a top 50 UK university. This is the Guardian University Guide ranking. And what you get is if you do this course, you get a chance, you get a UK post-study work visa, which will allow you to stay in the United Kingdom after your graduation, and you can work there for 2 years. So as you know, right now, UK, it's a very attractive destination if you're seeking an international career. So we have also received a few excellence awards consecutively. This is the ASSOCHAM award, which is for 2018-19 for 2 consecutive years. This is a CSR Competition Success Review for the last 10 years. This is also Education Excellence Award. Now about the classes. The classes, this is something which we call is a industry speaking class. Like an industry speaker comes and he takes classes. It's like a master class. So how do we teach in IIM? So this is one of the reasons you will choose IIM, because you have a lot of master classes, lot of international chefs coming in and taking your classes. These are recruitment sessions, corporate recruitment sessions, where different the hospitality stalwarts, they come over to a campus and they address our students. This is David Foskett. He's a legend in the hospitality world. He is associated with IHM and IIM, which is the IndiSmart group, and he comes every year to take classes and to address our students, shares his views. These are professors from University of West London taking classes, addressing our students. So you can see we provide the most modern facilities of hospitality education. Chef Sean Kenworthy, he's also one of the topmost celebrity chefs addressing our students. This is a picture from the last year. Again, international chefs master classes, Stephen Carter and Chef Henry Brosi. These are executive chefs from the UK. He is celebrity chef Atul Lakhar. He's conducting a master class in the Guwahati campus. Malaysian chef Farooq Othman. So as you can see, there are chefs from different countries. Like we are bringing in you master classes from different countries, different cuisines, different things you are learning. So it's all about learning different things. I hope everyone knows him. Can you recognize him? Students are sleeping, or are you awake? So this is Chef Sanjeev Kapoor. addressing our IIM students. Okay, as ma'am said that we learn through events and activities. So these are our IIMites storming the Young Chef Olympiad, which is a very big event organized by IIM. This is last year's photo. Now this is our event. IIM conducts the Food Fest, which is a very big food festival in Kolkata, which is called the Khaddotsav, which happens in Nico Park every December. So this is the telegraph coverage for that. Now our strength. If we are talking about alumni, like alumni is our strength. For the last 31 years, IIM has produced more than 25,000 people who are placed. So our alumni are our strength. So this is Chef Madhumita Manda, the Honorable President as the Best Lady Chef. Yangdup Lama, he was awarded the Mixologist of the Year. In this 2020 also, he was awarded by the Times India as the Best Mixologist of the Year 2020. So you can follow us in all social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Insta, Twitter. We are giving you daily updates. You can follow us, you can like us and subscribe us. Thank you. And if you have any further questions, you can ask your questions and we'll be happy to answer you. Any questions? Questions, please, regarding course, regarding admissions, anything. किसी को कुछ पूछना है?
Ma'am, I have a question, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, as you told that there is the international degree you people are offering, so will that be possible for my ward to go and settle down abroad?
Settle down abroad?
Yes.
Yes, why not? This is a degree which you are getting itself in the IIM campus. You don't have to travel abroad. So the faculties from University of West London, they come during your wards, like when your ward will be in the third year, he'll be doing this course, and if he gets a good placement, a good offer, he might travel, he can settle there abroad. But you need to have an international degree. If you are looking forward to go abroad.
I'll just like to take that a little forward. With the there are two options here. You can pursue the international degree in the campus in India, or if you choose, you also have the opportunity to study the third year in London campus as well. And if you do so, if you complete 1 year of education in the London campus, according to current UK visa rules, you get a post-study work visa for 2 years, wherein you can stay back in UK and work. And we have had many students who have taken this option, and they have settled, as you said, settled down abroad. They have actually settled down and got a residency and settled in UK or have moved somewhere else abroad. So that is a great option for the students to move out and make a career abroad. I hope that answers your question, Mr. Shah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
If the students do not have any question, I would just like to ask Mr. Singh that with the current situation and in the current context, do you really see that the different departments, operational departments, which we knew earlier in the pre-COVID days, they would still continue to exist? That is, a person would specialize in either food and beverage or front office or housekeeping. Do you see that happening, or do you think that they will merge?
With the current situation, obviously the pressure is the hotel industry to survive. The person has to be multitasked, okay? And we are at the current situation in the hotel also are trying to multitask our people so that they can work in various departments at the same time, which would help us keep our cost in control to ensure that they get salaries and industry survives. Going in future, I think multi-skilling, even before COVID, was always important, because once a person is a multi-skilled person, he opens up a plethora of opportunities for himself, because he's then versatile to work everywhere. And even in future, when you work in a senior position, it does. What COVID has done is, I think automation has come into the industry.
Right.
A lot of processes will be resolved, like ordering online, through apps, through contactless dining, where you place your menu through the app, and the order taker doesn't need have to be involved. So it will change the mode of operation, but I don't think so. It will reduce the opportunity for students, or there would be departments which would be merged. It will still operate because front office, F&B, housekeeping, engineering, all are very different department, and they will work. But yes, probably if earlier there was bell desk and front desk, I think that will merge.
Thank you so much, Mr. Singh, for your time. And that was a really informative session. And I think the students have also gained a lot. I guess, students, you do not have any further questions?
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Yes.
After we've done with the courses for 3 years, we still have to continue studies.
No. Actually, the thing, it is up to you. There is no end to learning, first of all. But the course ends in 3 years. The hospitality degree that we offer is a 3-year qualification. And mostly our placement season starts in 2.5 years' time. So by the time you are in the first 2 months of third year, the placement season begins, and basically your entire third year focuses on your campus recruitment and the final projects that you need to submit, and thereon on completion you join the industry. There is no need for you to further study, but however there is no end to learning. If you want to, you can carry on with a higher degree somewhere.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Any further questions?
Good evening, madam.
Yes.
Madam, is there like any opportunity in the field of tourism through this course?
Actually, you're Himashri, right?
Yes.
Himashri, IEM offers a degree, and one of the degree with the hospitality degree is a Bachelor in Tourism Studies. So we merged these two courses and we deliver it. So once you qualify, you get 2 degrees, one in tourism and one on hospitality. So if you wish to pursue a career in tourism, that is there. And let me just also clarify, tourism is a broader perspective of this industry. Hospitality is a part of tourism industry. So if you want to be a part of tourism per se, as a hospitality person, you're already there. But particularly tourism related job, yes, that is also you're equipped for through our degree in Bachelor of Tourism Studies.
May I add something here, ma'am?
Yeah.
Hotel management, when a person joins hotel management, he's thinking only about hotels. But I have known friends, colleagues, people that I know through colleges and everybody. More than hotels, it is a service industry. And service industry, when you talk about service industry, it includes education, it includes banks, it includes even includes malls, to an extent that now there are real estate complexes which are looking for tourism people to work as probably a event manager or something like that. So when you do hotel management, it doesn't only restrict you to hotel, but it opens a lot of opportunities for you. And doing this course only lays the foundation for you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Singh. I'm sure Himashri is now satisfied.
Thank you, madam.
Any further questions?
Madam,
Good evening. Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah.
मैम मैम इंग्लिश मेरे को इतना ज्यादा अच्छा नहीं आता है, हिंदी में बात करो, ठीक है मैम?
ये ठीक है, बोलिए। आपके बात सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है, आप माइक्रोफोन को अनम्यूट करिए।
गुवाहाटी पे कहाँ है लोकेशन और ये कॉलेज?
गुवाहाटी में?
जी मैम।
ये नारंगी के पास है, वो एक्सप्रेस वे है ना।
ये आप नारंगी एक्सप्रेस वे मालूम है? VIP जो 6 माइल और नारंगी के बीच में है, नारंगी एक्सप्रेस वे। प्रतीक्षा हॉस्पिटल मालूम है आपको?
हाँ जी मालूम है।
हेलो, प्रतीक्षा हॉस्पिटल
मालूम है।
मालूम है? हाँ, उसका 1 किलोमीटर आगे नारंगी की तरफ मेन रोड के ऊपर।
आई थिंक
आप गूगल
अमरबाड़ी
कर
इज नेक्स्ट टू दैट ना?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Amarbari is just next to behind our college. I am. What?
Did we answer your
तो
question?
आप गूगल कर सकते हैं।
आपको और कुछ पूछना है लोकेशन का अलावा?
ठीक है, हो जाएगा मैम। ठीक है।
Any other questions? Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, hello.
Good evening, madam.
Yeah, good evening.
आप लोग के यहाँ पे लैंग्वेज बैरियर या फिर दो चीज एक्चुअली मुझे पूछना था। एक तो लैंग्वेज बैरियर, मेरे भाई के लिए उसका फर्स्ट लैंग्वेज हिंदी था, तो जैसे कि इंग्लिश उतना इन्फ्लुएंट नहीं है मेरा भाई, तो ये पॉसिबल है ये
आपका क्वेश्चन उतना क्लियरली नहीं आ रहा है, पर हमें लगता है आप पूछना चाहते हैं कि लैंग्वेज अगर इंग्लिश अगर ठीक से नहीं आता है तो क्या ऑप्शन है। तो देखिए हमारे जो कोर्स है, हाँ, इस होटल इंडस्ट्री में स्पेशली 5 स्टार होटल में काम करने के लिए इंग्लिश प्रोफिशिएंसी ज़रूरी है, पर ये हम सिखाते हैं। अगर किसी को नहीं आता है, 3 साल में हमारे यहाँ इंग्लिश का क्लासेस होता है। हमारे यहाँ लैंग्वेज लैब्स भी है, हम स्पोकन इंग्लिश का क्लासेस लेते हैं और हम बच्चों को तैयार करते हैं कि वो इंडस्ट्री के हर एक जो रिक्वायरमेंट्स है वो मीट कर सके।
थैंक यू मैडम। और एक चीज़ पूछना था मुझे, आप लोगों के एक्चुअली मैं तो दुर्गापुर में रहता हूँ, तो भाई को वहाँ पे भेजना है, तो आप लोगों के वहाँ पे अगर कोई भी हॉस्टल वगैरह अगर पॉसिबल होता तो शायद मेरे लिए थोड़ा सा इजी होता।
हाँ, हमारे अपना हॉस्टल नहीं है, पर हमारे यहाँ प्रोफेशनल हॉस्टल मैनेजमेंट कंपनीज के एसोसिएशंस है, जो अगर कोई हॉस्टल में रहना चाहते हैं तो प्रोफेशनली मैनेज्ड हॉस्टल्स अवेलेबल हैं, वो हम डायरेक्ट कर देते हैं।
ओके, थैंक यू मैडम।
Thank you very much. I don't think there is any further questions. And Mr. Singh, thank you very much for joining us. And that was really informative, and I'm sure the students have benefited a lot. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for giving the opportunity, ma'am, and we'll hope to see you soon.
Definitely.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Manmeet. Thank you, Caroline. Thank you, everyone, for joining in and giving your time. So we'll end this webinar now. Thank you again. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Thank you.
Thank you.